Hello. Am I audible, right? Hello.
Yes, sir. You are audible. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. Hello. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
So right now only 19 students have joined. So we will wait for more students to join. Okay. Okay. I think now we can start. So, hello again. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah,
Good evening.
yeah, right. How many of you watched the lecture 7.4? Please raise your hand. Oh, nice. So today we will discuss about the Python database connectivity. So before we proceed forward, please open your pgAdmin and that Python code editor. Okay. And I hope everyone have installed the PsychoPG 2 module, right?
Sir, which module?
PsychoPG module, P Psycho.
No,
what you
no,
have
sir.
from.
Not
No,
no.
sir.
Okay, okay. For now, just opens the Python code editor and that pgAdmin, right?
Okay, sir.
So for Python code editor, we need to use Jupyter Notebook.
Yeah, as you like. No problem.
Okay.
I personally use Jupyter Notebook for the demonstrate.
Can we use Replit as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, in Replit, Postgres is not supported. So
Okay.
if you use Jupyter Notebook or any either editor, that would be better. And please install PsychoPG 2 module.
So let me share my screen. Is it visible to you, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So before we proceed forward, please open your code, that command prompt right now, or just types the pip install psychopg. That's what you have pronounced this particular one, psychopg2, right? This is the particular command. And those who use the this Jupyter Notebook, please just for them. Okay. This is the command, and those who are using that the Python, so just opens the command prompt and types the pip install psychopg2, right?
So can we use Google Colab for the time being?
Yeah, you can use.
Okay.
For that, this is the command, right? Just puts the exclamation, this symbol, particular this. Okay.
Sir, for local machine, I guess we have to use pip3.
Let me see. Yeah, it is working. Pip install psychopg2, right? Who asked that question?
Actually, sir, it didn't work for me. I used pip3 install psychopg2. Then it worked
Oh, okay. That is also worked, right?
because I have a Python 3 plus in my system.
Okay. All of you have installed that psychopg2, right? So we proceed forward. So let me introduce something, give some introduction about the psychopg2, right? So psychopg2 is a Python module that is used to work for the PostgreSQL. We can connect the PostgreSQL data server using the Python. For that, we use the psychopg2, right? So psychopg2 Python module is a work as the interface between the PostgreSQL and the Python, right? So it's basically work as the adapter. So why we use this psychopg2? So it is the most popular and the stable module to work with the Postgre. And second one is that it is most of the Python user and the Postgre framework are use this psychopg2 Python module, right? And it is the actively maintains the package that supports the Python 2 version or the 3 version, right? And how to install the psychopg2? So for that, this is the command pip install psychopg2, right? Okay, up to this is right, clear to you, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is the step how to connect the Python to PostgreSQL, right? So first step is to make a connection object. After that, the connection object we create that. For that, the cursor of that's the connection object, and after that we write the SQL query, and using the cursor we execute that SQL query. And after that, the fourth step is we commit. If we want to change, that should be okay, that should be persistent in the database, so we use the commit. Otherwise, if you want to undo that particular change, so we use the rollback. And after that, here you can see the second step, we creates the cursor. So we basically opens the cursor, right? So we need to close that cursor for and connection also. So it is a good practice to close always what. So yeah. So can anyone explain what are the steps? So whatever code we write, so we every time we follow this particular 6 step, right? Yeah. Am I clear up to this point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What is
Can
cursor, sir?
Yeah, cursor is basically like a handle. So it will iterate through all the data, and so it will basically handle whatever are the that means.
Is it like a iterator?
Yeah, it's like
Forever.
So may I add something? Cursor is like a pointers.
yeah.
Okay.
So first we will see the first we see the connect to the Postgre database server. So what is the first step? This is the okay. Let me show all the code. Is it visible to you, or shall I zoom?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Visible, sir.
Yeah. So what is the first step? First step is we need to import that particular psychopg2 modules in our the Python, so we can use. So first step is in the module, right? So this is the command the import psychopg. After that, we create a function that is the connect data. So this is the function declaration, right? So in the function declaration, we first take this DB name as the name clarify. This is the database name, and this is the username, and this is the password. PWD is the password, and this particular address, this denotes the host ID. So host, it will carry the host content, and the port number is the port number. So up to this is right. So after that, we creates the one variable names the con. So con is a variable, right? So basically, whatever this particular command, and everyone is familiar with the try, except, or the this final. Everyone have.
Yes, sir. Exceptional handling we are familiar with.
Yeah. Can anyone explain about what is the function of the try and the accept and the final? So it will be easy for everyone to understand the code.
So
Anyone?
basically, try in whatever if we have certain code and we had doubt like it may give us some error, so we write then generally that code inside try block. Okay.
Yeah.
So whatever if it finds some error, maybe that compilation error, not compilation error but runtime error, so it will basically throw this exception. It will directly redirect us to the accept block. So whatever we mention inside the accept block, it will give us that notification. Okay. So and the use of finally block, whatever it always execute. Irrespective we have error or not.
Yeah. So we can say the exception handling, whatever the code may be syntactically correct, right? There is nothing, there is no syntax error, may be possible, right? So here you can see. So we take an example like that. So there is no syntactical error, but at the end we see that there is an error. So how we handle those kind of error? For that we use the exception handling, right? So suppose there is a, so let me just give an example. Suppose there is a PRI, there is a no database in my system is there. So if I use, it will throw an error, right? There is not a syntax error, right? Am I clear on this point? So here you can see the connection, the database PRIs does not exist, right? But this code is syntactically correct. Yeah. So let me first explain the code. After that, we will try that one. So in the try, first we try to create an connection with the PostgreSQL using this psycho modules, this method, this connect method. And the connect method has the following parameters: this database parameter and the user parameter, password parameter, and the host and the port, right? And we pass the instead database, we pass the DB name, what is the particular DB we want to connect, and the username of our local system, and their username means this is used for the authentication, right? Usernames and the password, and the host name, we take the address of that particular system that connected to the network. So in our case, this is the local host, right? And the port, we can see 5432. Here you can see below, right here.
So please zoom the screen a little bit.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah, now fine.
Yeah. So here you can see the by defaults. This is the PostgreSQL port 5432, right? So this is this particular function, this psychopg2.connect. This will takes this parameter and with this argument. So it will return an connection object that will stored in the this con variables, whatever it previously declare in here. So it will try this one. If it will throw an error, so we handle with this particular exception, except, right? So finally, if the any connection established, then we finally, here you can see the con.close. This using this method, we close the connection. So before that, let me create a database using the pgAdmin. Is my pgAdmin is visible to you, right?
No, sir. Your Chrome screen is visible.
Okay. Now it is
No.
visible. So let me create a database. Suppose the database name is MyDB, right? So here you can see the MyDB, right? You also, please try to follow me. So everyone have created, right?
Screen, sir.
Yeah.
So can you explain once again that how did you create a DB?
Okay. I just right click on this particular database where it is databases, right click and the create and the database name, right? And here I mentioned the like DB2, right? And after that so here you can see the DB2, right? Up to this is clear to you, right? Everyone have created this particular MyDB.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. So please put here first what is our first argument is database name, and I just have created the database that is MyDB, right? And my username is the Postgres. That is the super user in that pgAdmin, right? After that, this is my personal this password. This is the root. You have to put what your password in that pgAdmin, right? And these are this local host and the 5278 port numbers of the PostgreSQL is the same for everyone.
Sir, how to check the super user of database?
So after that I will tell you. So I have to open the PSQL. Is it okay to you, right? This is the super user, right?
Sir, the method you use your
Which one?
psychopg.connect
Yeah.
connect.
Yeah.
So are these the default things like database, user, and password?
This particular one.
Yeah, the parameters it's taking.
Yeah.
Okay.
This only I have to mention this particular one, DB name. Right.
So I always need to mention these 5 things.
Not these 5 things. You can omit this part also. This part only. Otherwise, everything these 4 are mandatory, right?
Okay.
Because by default, the 5432 is the port number for the PostgreSQL, right?
Okay.
So if you changed it, then you have to mention it, right? So it is always good practice to have it.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
And who asked that? What is the PSQL? How to check that he?
Me.
For that, I think you using the PSQL, right?
So can I add?
Yeah.
So for super user, you have to type in CMD or PSQL cell, select username from, then PG, then PG user. I have written on the chat also. You can see.
Sir, is there any way we can see which port is it running on?
Yeah, currently I am not aware of that, but I will tell you after. So I
sir,
know that's the by default, this one is the PostgreSQL.
Okay, sir, I'll try that.
Okay. So yeah, any problem in this code? Everyone understood, right? Okay. So after that, so let me run this particular code. What will be the output? So here you can see if this connect object returns this particular connection object, then we prints the database connect successfully, right? So here you can see database connected successfully. So yeah, up to this is clear, right? So what happened if I puts the wrong password, right? So it will not create the connection object, right?
Sir, I run my code, but it is coming error. It couldn't connect to the server.
And what is the error?
It is showing in second last line, con.close.
Yes.
Con.close, it means that it's not created that connection object. Here you can see you have this particular error, right?
Yes, sir.
Same error.
It means you not provided the correct password. Means this particular one not created, means this returns one connection object, right? So this is a non-type, right? Here you can see this is the non-type. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You are saying it is not entering in the try. Try block is not working.
What is the error?
The same error, sir. You are saying.
Okay, it
But
means
yeah.
it means it's not returning any connection object from here. So I think there is some mistake in the database name or this user, or maybe in the password.
Sir,
So
all three
please,
are correct according to me.
can you check it again? So what is the password of your user? Or This is, I know this is the this is same for everyone, right? And what is the password for your that particular one? Put that correctly on this. In this order, because the DB name, yeah. And the what is the database? You have the FLIS or the LIS, right? Yeah. Who?
So one
Biraj?
more doubt. So,
Yeah.
sir, like I have multiple database running on my machine. For example, like for the assignment purposes, we have installed LIS and FLIS as well. And now we
Ah.
created a new database. So all these databases are running on the same port or different port?
They all are running on the same port, right?
Okay,
And
sir.
for use for every database, you have to create the connection differently, because the database name, suppose here is the, here you mention that's the FLIS, right? Or the LIS, at a time one, right? It will take only one database.
So,
Right.
sir, do these ports indicate something in particular or any port is fine to run it?
This
see-
is, yeah, okay, Swind.
See, 5432 is a by default Postgres port. So you can also change the port. So by default, port number is 5432.
No, what I'm trying to ask, like if I change to some other port, so my database running on it will be some like things are going to be much efficient or it's the same?
Mm,
Yeah, okay, let me. It is not depend upon the port, right? Because port is the like an endpoint, right? So it will help you to connect that particular Postgres, right? So
Okay, it's like a switch. You just
yeah,
put in the
plug. Yeah, plug, right?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, is it okay? And those who have the this connection problem, please check it's the database name or the username and the password. That is the problem, right?
so those who have connection problem, did you install PsychoPG2?
Yes, sir. I've installed PsychoPG also, and I've cross-checked with database name and password also.
Yeah, sir, me too. It is not working. The
Okay,
same.
please.
And
Okay,
what are you using this particular one, this Jupyter notebook, right?
Google
Sir,
Colab.
I am using Colab and pgAdmin.
Okay, can you run this particular code? Yeah, it will show any error or not.
Sir, it is running.
It will work, right? So I think so the particulars, this database, and can you try install the Jupyter notebook? That will be better. I think there is the Google Colab problem. Maybe I think. You have the Python, right, in your system.
Yes, sir.
You can try.
Sir, for me, it is showing that non-type object has no attribute close.
Yeah, I will explain that particular one. Here you can see this con.close function. So this particular, my cursor is visible, right?
Yeah.
In the finally, you can see the con.close. This is the method of that the psychopg2.connect. This one method, and here you can see the con is not written any connection object to con, right? So how that's the non-type have any close method, right? That is the error. Yeah, so here you can see the non-object has no attribute dot close. So this particular not written any connection object to the con, right? And the previously we declared that's the con equal to non-type, right? So how non-type has the close method, and this close method is a method of this particular one. Am I?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this con.close is this particular one method, right? But it will not assign any value to this con one, right? Because of the error. So here you can see this is the error. So I have write the root one. I put the wrong password to it. If I put the correct password, that it will not return any. So it will work.
Okay, so instead of root, if I supply the correct password, then it will not throw the error.
Yeah, if it will create the connection object, right? Then it will not throw an error, because that connection object has the close method. This method belongs to that particular. Okay, right. This dot close method belongs to that connection object, right?
Okay.
And who return that connection object? This particular one. But here you can see, because of the wrong password, it will not able to establish the connection.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the previous value of the connection? That is none.
Mm.
So none does not have any dot close method. So that's why it return that particular error.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then what to do?
How to solve that particular
Yes.
you want. So for that, if con is not none, then only we run this particular one. So now I put the wrong password, right? So here you can see there is the no, that is the previous, it will returns the another error. That is not error. This will return because of this exception handling, this print function.
Okay, so root one is the password of your database.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is clear, right?
Sir, I am providing the correct password. Still, it's showing this.
Which error? This particular one.
Yeah. I means I am using Colab, not Python editor. I'm using Colab notebook. Still, it's showing this error.
So I think it is the problem of the Colab. Can you please use the Python 3 and the whatever another you have?
Would it be
visuals?
possible because we are running Python on our local machine? So when we are host is equal to local machine, is it taking the input? For people using Colab, it's not running on local machine.
Yeah. Maybe that is the reason.
Actually, I don't have Python install in my machine right now, but I'll try after installing.
Okay.
Sir, for port, why it is showing that port num is not defined?
Which one?
We have to assign port is equal to port num.
Yeah.
So in my case, it is showing that name port num is not defined.
Port num is not defined.
Yeah.
Here you have right this port num, right? This particular one.
Okay, there is a mistake. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. And
Sir, is it possible if we are running pg4admin on some other machine, we can connect to that database using some other machine?
what is your
So we have two machines, A and B, let's suppose.
Yeah.
We are running our database using Postgres only on machine A. So can I connect to the database on machine B?
Yeah, you can.
How?
Okay.
Hello?
So for that, yeah.
Yes, Pradeep, continue.
Yeah. So here you can see both the systems should be connected in the local machine in the same network, right? For that. Yeah.
So is it possible if they are connected to the internet so I can access it?
Yeah, that you are taking benefits of that every day. So that's why the system is working, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
okay.
So what should I specify for the host if I am connected over internet only, not on LAN?
Oh, for that you have to take that system code where the data is located, right? And here you have to mention this particular one, who is the host, right?
Hello.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes, Ishant. Suppose you are hosting the database on any Google, on cloud platform. So they will provide you all the credentials, right? So you have to enter those credentials here instead of localhost. You have to post the address, port number, username, and password. So then you can connect to the database.
So if I'm using this Postgre only, where can I find these credentials? So this is possible only those Google Cloud or Azure type services.
Yes, yes, you can. Yes, you can get the credential from any cloud service provider.
No, can I use it using my local machine?
Local, you cannot host the database on local machine and connect with another machine, right? Using internet, you are saying.
Yeah, it's not possible.
No, I don't think so. Pradeep, right? Or you can
Yeah,
use.
yeah, that is possible, but it will not takes the load of that once the consumer is greater more than 100 or something like that. I think there is a 10 or 20, it may be possible to take from the data from your system, but it will
Yeah.
not handles the many number.
No, so for just testing purposes, if I want to try it, so how can I find those credentials then?
So Pradeep actually is asking he want to host a database on his personal computer and he want to access in another laptop or any computer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the way, right? So suppose this is your system and you host you have the data, right? And you make a website, right? And you want to access another person to access that particular website, right?
Okay, okay.
Yeah, you can do that.
No, so what I'm trying to ask, like you said host equals to address. Here our address is localhost because our user and our database are on the same machine.
Yeah.
Now my user is on different machine and my database is on different machine. So what should I put in for host for that user to access my database?
Yeah, I am telling that only. That suppose you are the means you are hosting the data, right? Suppose I am hosting the data, right? Means I have the database and so I am hosting that particular database. I created an app or the application, web application, right? And I provide on that in the host on some website. I have to host that particular website, right? Means or the web app, right? Am I? Are you able to follow me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Following.
Yeah. And so if I host that particular website, you can access that particular website, right?
Yes.
But data is present in my system, right? And that is
Yes.
my local machine, right? So this is the way we can do that.
Okay, I think I got it. I'll read something on internet as well.
Yeah. Okay. Up to this is clear to everyone, right? Any part of the code you are unable to understand? Yes or no?
Yes, sir, understood.
Okay. You have facing, if you are facing any problems to, you can try later and also
Yes,
use,
sir, I will try in another editor.
yeah. Python will be the best. Python editor, PyCharm or the Visual Code. You can try. So this is how we connect to the PostgreSQL database.
Sir,
Connect.
5432 is for what? Just I forgot.
This
Port
is the
number.
port number.
A port number is for this local machine, or
No, that is the port number for the PostgreSQL.
okay.
That is the default.
Yeah, so just one thing I want to add. If you want to check the username and port number, so just right click on the PostgreSQL agenda in the pgAdmin. You can go to the properties here. So there you can see the inside the connection, you can see the host, port number and username. If you are using a Postgres 14, I think 5433 is the port. For Postgres 12, 5434 is the port.
Yeah, user can you?
Yes, go to Postgres 10, right click on properties, connection. Here you can see localhost, port, and username Postgres.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So after that, we will see how to create the table in the using the Python in the Postgre, right? This is the table structure. So this is the table name employee, and this is the first attribute, integer type, and the primary key. And after that's the employee numbers, varchar 14, not. Can anyone tell? Yeah.
Sir, can you access these your code so that directly we can copy paste and just to connect? I mean, follow you in a better way. Otherwise, we need to.
Where I should post? Okay.
I mean,
In
this
the chat.
notebook is available anywhere in the portal or something.
Yeah. After that, I will provide you this particular. Sir, is that okay?
Yeah, it's okay, but we are same copied from the slides only, right? Same content is
Yeah,
there.
same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, same content is there. You can check the slide number, lecture 7.4. We have copied it from there only.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the table specification. So can anyone tell what is the command? How to create command table? Anyone? The SQL statement for the create table command. At least you can try, right? That create table command. Create table employee.
So by create table, the table name which we want to give,
Yeah.
and
After the employee name, right? And the integer.
columns, we will define the columns and their data types.
Yeah, data types ends after the constraint, right?
Yes, sir.
And next column name. Varchar. Right. This is the command to create the table, right?
Yes, sir.
So I store this particular thing in the SQL, right? So same again, first we need to import the psychopg module. So import the module, right?
So we always need to write this text in these 3 chords.
This particular one.
Yeah,
This is used for commenting.
like this is
Yeah.
commenting, right?
No, this is commenting, and you can also store the string. So this particular string I stored in this. This is the one way. Yeah, this is also used for that particular one. What commenting also.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can store this particular one also. So let me show you. Here you can see this is the string. Right.
Okay, so thank you.
So first import the module, that is the import psychopg. So after that we define a function that is used for the create tables, right? Similar method. So you always have to remember this particular one. First we need to create connection. After the create connection, we have to create the cursor, and then whatever's the SQL statement we need to execute, and either we have to save in the database or not. And after the close the cursor, and after the close the connection, right?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, in our code, where did we create cursor?
Yeah, we here you can see the next code we will create the cursor in that particular. This is just showing how to create the database. Means database connectivity show how Python can connect to database, right? This particular code. This code
Okay,
will, yeah. Here we see that how to create the cursor, right? So this is the first we import the module. This is the command, and after the we create define the function, right? Define function, and the function name is the create tables. No parameter is there, and this after we create a variable, and name is the same con, right? And so after try to create the connection to that, the using same command, right?
excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
So in line number, sorry, in the very top line, SQL is equal to we have initialized with some kind of comment, but
Yeah.
Python interpreter always overlook that comment. Then won't it give error? SQL is equal to comment.
No, that is not a comment. This is the way we comments in Python, right? A 3 dot.
Yes, sir.
But this is a string. This whole is a string, right? So we store in the SQL this particular variable.
Okay.
I just show below that. Here you can see. I store this particular in the SQL variable and the print. You can check also the type also. For your confusion, this is the string type, right?
Okay, got it, sir.
Yeah. So after the this is the method first. This. Okay. Here you can see we create the cursor of that connection object, right? This is the way. This is the connection object, right? And creates the cursor using dot cursor method, right?
Sir, every time we have to connect to the database in every command, whether we are creating or updating a table.
Yeah. Because we are closing that particular connection.
And if
So
we
we-
do not close that connection, then we can keep, we can remain connected with the database, no?
yeah.
Okay. Sir.
So this is cursor using the conduit. After that, we particularly using this command, that evo command, right? The create tables employee number, right? So after the, if this particular one creates the this execute, then we commit that particular changes in the database. And after that, if the table has created, then we returns this particular text, table created successfully. Otherwise, the next code is same.
So what's the use of commit here? If we don't use cron.commit, then what will happen?
It will not change in the database, right?
Okay, to change in database, we have to use this commit command.
Yeah. So it should means permanent. It kinds of permanent in the database. So whatever make the changes in. And there is another alternative of that, that we can roll back also, right? That will undo the change.
Okay.
Okay. Up to this is clear, right? First we create the connection, then create the cursor, then dot execute. Dot execute method will use for the SQL command to execute the SQL command. Here you can see this particular one is the SQL command for the creating tables. So let's see what will be the output of this particular one. So this is the yeah.
So this connect.commit is changes that saving the data in the database, right?
Yeah.
And after this, if I give a command like connect dot rollback, will those changes be revert back?
Here, you mean?
Yeah.
It will not revert because you already commit that particular one.
If I don't give this connect dot commit,
yeah, it will roll back.
No. I don't want to give any of them. Not commit, not rollback.
So it will not store. But by default, I think in that Postgre, it will save automatically, means automatically commit.
So then there is no point of giving the commit.
Yeah. But I always say it is a good practice, because not someone may opt that particular auto commit.
Okay.
One. Right.
Yes, so thank you.
Sir, that rollback part we can give in exception, I think. Conduct rollback.
Means
If any errors occur, that the changes which have happened, it will roll back.
Yeah, it will automatically roll back.
Okay.
And this conduct rollback is we explicitly mention that particular one, because after successful execute the code, we want to roll back. So then we, okay. So this is clear to everyone, right? The connection one, make connection, and the create cursor. After that, this execute will execute for that SQL command, and this commit, and after the close, here we not close. We close the cursor, and so whatever after this, whatever we dealing with, we particularly dealing with this particular one, only the dot cursor dot execute dot SQL one, right? Because everything is the same after that. Means you have to create connection. And so let's see. You can see the table created successfully. Let's check in the pgAdmin. Here you can see the employee, right? Employee name and the employee, right? Up to this is clear? Yeah, everyone,
Yes, sir.
yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So after that, we are executing the insert command. This insert command, we want to insert this particular value to the database. What is the command? Can anyone tell the SQL? Anyone, what is the SQL statement to insert? You already
Insert into table name.
okay. Insert into table name, that is employee, right? After that,
And then in parenthesis, we will assign the
Insert
value of
into
each.
employee values
Values.
inside the table, inside the parenthesis,
values,
the value.
and the values are
ID, sir.
yeah. Employee number is the 10010, and the name is the Bhaskar, right? And the department name is the HR, right? So can anyone tell what is the code, how to write the code for the using Python, that particular connect to PostgreSQL database? What is the first step?
Connection.
Yeah, make the connection, right? So I want to use the try and except on the catch block also, just like previous, this one, right? So it will be help to finds the error. What is the error? Yeah, please go ahead. At least try. First create connection, right? And before that we import module, right? You can write also different way, and this I write this code particular one because it will help you, and so this is similar to that code in the slide, so you can check it out. Okay, after the we creates the con variable, and after the try, right? And what is the command? Are you able to follow me or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, please. I will copy that part. I don't want to. Right. This part will be same, hence the execute with need to pass. So what is that? Insert into employee values. Suppose we want to change it dynamically, means we take this particular value from this one, and how to take this particular value inside? Anyone have any idea how to do that particular take dynamically? Means suppose we want to call from here the function and whatever we want to
percentages and then value, pass it as a parameter
yeah,
along with execute.
you can say that this one as the placeholder for that particular, right? This will substitute with that value, and here we take that particular as a tuple value. So you all know about the what is the tuple in the Python, right? You all know, right? What is tuple in
Yes, sir,
Python?
yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Right.
Sir, in this we always remember need to remember the order of that we need to enter the values in employee number, name, and department. Is there any other way, like we don't need to remember any of them and we can place in any order?
Yeah, here you can write this particular table means what is the means what order you need.
Okay.
Here you can mention like the EMs, right? Right. Up to this is this is clear to you, right? So there is the one another, you know about that particular one, this row count. Have you come across this particular one? What is the car dot row count?
Can you explain once again that line? Cur dot execute insert into employee.
This particular one.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. So here you can see this is the SQL statement, right? Insert into employee, right? And so after the value, and it will take, you remember in the that particular. Okay, let me show you. Here you can how to insert in the table, insert into, it is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Insert into values, right? So suppose ID is 1, 2. And department is suppose the finance, right? This is the command. You are familiar with this particular command, right?
Yes, sir.
I have write this particular one only. Yeah. Here you can see, in this way we can insert. And this is the placeholder. This one is. This will take value from this one, and this name will, yeah, right. So up to this is clear, right? You understood now. What will this?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So let me print if it. Oh, okay. Here we have. So what is the value? 11010. After that's the Bhaskar. And the department is HR, right? So here you can see. Oh, okay. I have mistaken. This will take the con dot the commit function. This is the method of this connection object, not this particular cursor object, right? Are you able to understand this particular one? What is the mistake here? You can see there is an error. Everyone? Yeah. Can you tell what is the previously it was, right? It was there, car.commit function. So by saying in this particular error, you can say that's the car, means this particular one is the cursor object, right? So cursor object do not have any commit method, right? So commit method is method of which class? This con, means this connection object class, right? So now if I run this particular one, because this already got inserted, so that's why I changed this. Yeah. So here you can see inserted successfully, error got removed.
If we try to insert same primary key, will it give us error?
Yeah. Let me, yeah, here you can see the duplicate key value violates the unique constraint, the employee, because 11 is the primary key. That is already there in the database, right? Here you can see. Right.
Okay, sir.
So this is the primary key. We cannot insert the duplicate value. So insert is clear to everyone, right?
Yes, sir. Sir, one question.
Sir, this cur dot close is the close is method of cur.
Yeah. This is the methods to close the. This is the method of this cursor object also, and there is the connection method also.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Sir, we can have different attributes for SQL query and the function we have defined, insert record.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any difference, no?
Can you repeat your question?
So in the SQL query, we have written employee name, department.
Yeah.
And in the function, we have defined simply name. It doesn't make any difference, no?
This is a variable, right? This is the this particular value, this one.
Okay.
Here the function value. whatever name in that particular one, that will this and this, okay, this should be same, right? This is the parameter function, right? You familiar with that?
Okay, okay.
This should be matched, this particular one, with the that pgAdmin attribute name, means employee attribute name should be same. This need to be same. Yeah. So up to this is clear to everyone, right? And here I mentioned that the car dot row count, it will give the return of the row, how many row got inserted in that particular execute command, right? So here you can see, so let me write here car dot row count. So it will that a method of this particular car object, right? So whatever is stored in that particular car, so that will return, means that numbers of value. So let me, what will be the output of dot car row count? Can anyone at least guess?
1.
1.
1.
And how?
It will insert one record at a time. So number of records inserted is 1.
Yeah, exactly. So here you can see that is the 1. So okay. Oh, now we see the executing delete statement from the Python, right? So I simply copied that particular code.
So one question, that if we insert it again using insert record, then also it will return 1, I think.
Which one?
Insert another thing. If I insert another row using insert record below, then also it will, that the card that row count will return 1.
Yeah.
Then what is the use then?
It will return as, suppose if you want means display in the, we select, we see the in the select where we using the select statement. So this will give how many record in this particular cursor. Okay. When we using the select, we see that particular one in the cursor, right?
Okay, it will return how many objects are there in the card. When we execute all
Yeah.
we insert it.
Yeah,
Okay.
row count. And one thing you have to remember, that car is auto incremented. So that we'll discuss on the select statement.
But if we insert 5 record at a time, so raw count will be 5, right?
5, yeah.
Okay.
So up to insert is clear to everyone, right? So what is the delete command? Can
also,
anyone?
sir, one more thing, one more doubt I have. Basically, using these things, we are running the DML statements.
Yeah.
What about the DDL?
Yeah, DDL command we used in here.
Initially while creating that.
Yeah, creating. This is
okay.
the DDL.
Okay.
So suppose we want to delete that particular one. Okay. This is the SQL statement, SQL query, right? Suppose delete delete the record where empin right? That I think that is, yeah. We want to delete this particular record. So what is the SQL statement? Anyone?
Delete from employee where emp
Delete
num
from employee
where emp num equal to
this particular one, 113.
emp underscore num, right?
Yeah. Okay. So I take only that particular EMP name. So this is the deleted code, right? So here I will take delete record is the function name, and I need to modify this particular one and inside the this one exit statement. I can also store this particular one in the record also. Yeah. So I would like, so I just copy that particular command. And I replace with for the dynamic. So here you can see. Yeah. Is it fine, right? Everyone? Is it right? Correct statement, right?
Yes.
Okay, let me check. So here you can see their int object does not support indexing. What does it that means? Anyone? Anyone? Okay, here you can see the car.execute. This is the SQL statement. So if you check this particular documentation of this particular execute function, it will take first the SQL statement. This is the SQL statement. After that, it takes the tuple of that particular tuple of parameter.
We have to use comma after employee number to make it happen.
Yeah, it takes the tuple, and this particular one is the int. So that's why this is the error. Int object does not support the indexing. If we make it tuples, then check. So here you can see delete successful. So is it? So you have to mind it, this particular one. This need to be always tuple.
So please, sir, explain once again.
So if you check this particular execute, this, it will first take the SQL statement. After it will take this tuple of that parameter. So here is the parameter, only one parameter. So that's why we mention only one. We forget to mention that particular this. When you mention like this, so this will treated as the int, right? So we have to make, by using comma, we have to make the tuple because it accepts the tuple of value. Okay.
Okay, so got it.
So basically this syntax, this percentage is tuple, that's why we are converting it to tuple, that's why we are taking it, right?
Yeah. So here you can see already we have deleted this particular entry. 113. So let me run again. So here you can see we deleted this particular entry. So it got deleted. So my question is, what happened if I run it again?
It will
Can
throw
anyone-
an error, I think.
And why it will throw an error? Can we explain?
Because sir, there is a no tuple containing employee number 113.
Okay, let's see. So it will not throw an error because that is not any syntax error. It's just compare with that particular value 113, and this particular value will return the false. Then it will not got deleted from the database, right? So it will not throw an error. I can copy this particular code and run in the SQL here also. It will not throw an error. So you can check.
Sir, I have one doubt.
Yeah.
If we want to remove some entries from our schema where we use the operator like %a, so it should, how to use that using Python?
What is your?
So we use operator where emp name like %s. So all the values in my table which ends with s will get deleted, right?
Yeah.
How to use that using Python? Because we are using % already here. So how it will differentiate that % operator from this one?
So what is your, okay.
Suppose I want to erase an entry where employee name
Suppose
should
we try to delete a particular entry, this particular entry, right? So where name is K.
Starts
right?
with K, let's suppose, yeah.
So anyone would like to try?
Where
Name.
employee name like
after that
%K or K%, something like that.
Percent
K.
K%.
Basically it starts with K, right?
Yeah.
It should start with K. So yeah, K%.
Yeah. And that time we will not take any, means we're not taking any string, right?
Yeah.
So now suppose we want to enter this K thing from the user. Now user should mention which employee name letter we should delete.
Right. You're talking about this particular one, right?
Now instead of K, it should be %s, no? Because this is decided by the user.
Yeah. Okay, I am thinking about that. Okay. So then I will treat something, this particular command as something like this one. Okay. So I will write this. This is the SQL statement, right? So I will take particular one.
I think, sir, you will write this command and then you will pass the parameter into that, right?
Yeah. I can use that. You are familiar with this one, right? Dot format, right? And here mention that CMP string, right? Is this okay?
Okay, sir. And sir, why are we using the single quote?
Which one, single quote? Okay, because to differentiate between, because this is
okay,
inside.
sir. Okay, understood.
Yeah. So here I use the double quote and here I use for that the single quote, right? So let me try. Is it execute right or not? Oh. Okay, it got deleted, right? So then you have to treat like understood.
Why did we use dot format?
This is the Python syntax, right? This is standard format. I'm not using nothing extra. This is already you have, I think you already have, this is the way we placeholder. This is used as the placeholder for that particular Python. You already know about this. I think everyone, I hope.
And sir, what will be the format for deleting the whole table employee? It will be somewhat different or just like
what is your query?
Sir, if you want to delete the table employee, complete table.
Okay, so then simply this is the command, right? For that. Right. This is the command.
Okay, sir.
Delete from employee. It will delete all the row. Okay. I don't want to delete this particular value because and next one I want to update that particular value.
We can also use truncate here, no? If we want to delete.
Yeah, you can use truncate also. Everyone able to follow me, right? To this one meeting.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, actually, I tried now in Jupyter. This in tripod, you have connected this no, sir, but without using, without directly entering the database user password host and port, in instruction we were given that we have to use that SYS and the OS packages. If I use that, I'm getting an error in Jupyter.
Which one?
This one, sir, the connection part over here.
In the portal, right?
Yes, sir.
So for that you have to portal already the OS module is installed on that this portal, but you have to install in your system also.
Yeah, sir. Okay. OS. Okay. Sorry. Yeah.
OS. So before importing, you have to install that particular.
Okay, sir.
Right.
Okay.
Up to this is clear. This command will work. You can try, right? So I don't want to delete because on the next I want to update that particular Python code. Okay. So I have only one data in this particular. Is it okay, right? Who is? Yeah. So up to this is clear to everyone, right? Any doubt, any question?
No, sir.
What no means no doubt, right?
No doubt, sir.
Okay. Thank you. So I have to copy this particular code because I have to change only this SQL statement, right? Nothing else because everything is same. This is the update record, right? So what is the command of the update? Can anyone tell? I want to update the record with, this is 111, right? So can anyone tell what is the SQL statement for update SQL statement?
Update table name set value.
Okay, let me write. Update
Table name.
Table name is employee, right?
Okay.
Table name. And after that?
Set column name.
A column name is the department, right?
Equal
Department,
to
I
yeah.
updates the department name as the means something. Let me, that is the civil, right? So I want to civil. Where after we use the where condition, right? Where emp right.
So there is a typo, it will be update.
Where typo
Update.
yeah.
Update.
Yeah, thank you. So is it up to this is update import first way module and then the connect object cursor. Here we have to write this particular one, right? So in the update statement, we have to take this particular one. What is the department name? New department name, right? If you are unable to understand any particular code, just stop me and ask, right? So this is the new department name and the employee name, right? So here we have to write. So I hope everyone understood that format one. So here after the string, we can format to placeholder, right? So you can check also. So let me show you. So we want here value. So we replace with the parenthesis, here also value. You get this particular format statement, right? Everyone? What format will do? It will return an error and we replace with the parenthesis with that particular value. Suppose that value is the civil, right? And the 111, right? So here you can see the original, the SQL, what the SQL will store. Update employee said department is the civil and the where employee name is 111, right? This is clear to everyone, right? Yeah, yes or no?
Yes, sir. Now it's clear.
Okay. Everyone able to follow me, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I put that particular command in, and for the dynamic, I replace with this value with the new department, PFT, and right. And this will execute the SQL, and it will return the how many column updated successfully, right? So here I pass, this is the update record function, because here you can see this is the update record function. Civil and what is 111. So here you can see update record successfully, right? So let me check in the PostgreSQL. Now it previously it for HR, and now department is updated to civil, right? Okay, here you can see the civil department got updated, right? So this is clear to everyone, right? This particular command. Okay. Right, everyone. Hope everyone understood this particular one. From now onward, you have to remember this is the framework, right? Only you have to change this particular line of code. Yeah.
Sir,
Yeah.
the doubt in that connection part I asked before now. Sir,
What is?
Actually, it's installed, sir. OS and SOS packages are installed in my system.
Yeah.
I'm getting an error, sir, even though.
And why you are importing that OS function, OS module?
Actually, for questions, it's in instructions given that we have to use that. Without that, I'm getting the output for practice questions.
Means the practice question.
Means now in your screen we have now, sir, the connection part you have entered on your own, right? MyDB and the Postgres thing. If I enter directly, I'm getting the output. But in portal, it's showing an error. So I thought of trying like given in instructions.
No. When you are submitting your code in the portal, then you have to mention that's the import OS, right? And the some line of code already mentioned in the code.
In zip file, you are telling.
Yeah.
Hello.
Zip.
Yes, Ranjit. So when you will going to upload .python file on portal, you have to mention import psychopg2, then import OS, then import SYS system. Okay, so then you can start your writing your code. You have to import 3 modules: import psychopg2, import OS, and import SYS system. Okay.
Yes, sir. Even you are telling that you have to enter in the Jupyter notebook and you have to save it as py file. Am I right?
No, in Jupyter notebook you have to enter. You have to try with our localhost only.
Sir, I have tried it while setting the environment variable. We set the path environment variable, the same PG user, PG host and all. There we set the environment variable with the given name. If here we have hard coding it, right? Postgres root or localhost and 5432. Similarly, if we enter environment variable as pg user and value as Postgres, and pg password as root, pg host as localhost, pg port as 5432. And then if we give that in our local system, and it will work there.
Yes. Means for localhost, it will always work, right?
Now, what he was asking is the environment variable, as like in mentioned in portal, if we mention that, we cannot run it in our local system, right?
Yeah, I'm getting that. Yeah,
That is the question, right?
yeah, that was my question.
Yeah, if we set the environment variable with these names and values as our hardcode these values, and then if you try, it will work.
Then are you telling there's no need of using those things?
Yeah, here if we try it in our local system, we can hard code. But if you want to check it is correct or not before we update it in portal, we can try that with the environment variable also, with setting the environment variable.
Actually, sir, if you could tell this part at the end, it would be more helpful, sir.
Okay. Who is that? Soumya?
Yeah, I'm Soumya.
Yeah. Can you guide me what to do?
Yeah, we give command prompt. There we'll search for environment variables, sir.
In the command prompt, right?
The search bar will be there, right?
Yeah.
Search bars, yeah, the same. There, environment variables, yeah.
Yeah.
And in there, like we have to add our Python path there for running it. Same like we can give new there. New.
Here.
Top, the first new.
Top.
Yeah. There you and variable name pg, what is that?
pgAdmin.
PG password
PG user.
Yeah.
And value as our PG username value. Postgres.
Yeah, even if you don't set this environment variable, just simply you can replace those credentials with the variables which I mentioned on the portal, right? Like in the localhost, we can hard code it, but in during submission, we have to replace that with that variables.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, Pradeep.
Yeah, if we set it here, the same will work in our local host also.
Okay, fine. Only this, right, Soumi?
Yes, sir. But still my first code was not running. I have posted it in discourse. Some error was there.
Yes, Soumya, I replied to that. Can you try that? Yes, Pradeep. You can continue this question.
So there is the similar code, right? I copied for that particular select statement executing. So before discuss about the select statement, I would like to talk about the fetch one. What is the fetch one? What is the fetch all and the fetch many? Can anyone try what's this particular one? Hello.
I think, sir, fetch one will give us the only single tuple. Fetch all will give us the all tuples in that table. And fetch many, I think we have to specify the size, how many tuples we want.
Okay. So before we discuss about that, let me So suppose we want to select the EMP nums. So before that, I would like to insert some. Okay. So here you can see we have the 5 records, right? So what is the statement? This is the SQL. Suppose we want to retrieve the employee num from the employee tables, right? And suppose here I mention that particular size. What is the numbers of a record want to select from that particular table? So this is the select record. The size I want to give as 3, right? So this is the SQL statement. SQL statement select EMP number. So this will select the EMP numbers from the employee, right? So it will return the numbers of record. This will return only the number of record in that particular cursor have. So what will be the output of that? The numbers of record in cursor. Can anyone tell? Yeah, am I audible, right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So what is the output of this particular one? Statement select star from. Here you can see the table. So this is the original table. So what this particular code will return?
Name of all employee.
Employee number, right? Employee numbers of the employee. So right here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 record. So what this car dot row count will return? What is the numbers of that? Please. Yeah. 3. Anyone said 3? Right. This particular value we take as the size here, but we not used in that function. Nowhere we are using that particular size. Okay. So let me run. So here you can see that the numbers of record in the cursor is the 5. Row count is the 5, right? So after, suppose we want to extract that result. So what is the method for that? So suppose we want to store that particular value in the result. So dot fetch method. So this is the method we want to read the value from the cursor. So let me check what is the value in the result. here you can see this is the 111. This will return. So before that, so after that, if I will run again this particular code, let me go. So can anyone tell what is the output of the result 1 and so what is the output of the result 2? Anyone?
So first time it will return the first row, and the second
Okay. Second time it will return the next row, right? In this way.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's why I told at that time so that the cursor is auto incremented, right? So so here you can see the first time it will return the first value, second time it will return the second value, right? So in this way it will means if we use it against, then we get the next value, and if it does not contain any value, then it will returns empty, means nothing will return, right? So this is the fetch one method. And what will the fetch many, as the name suggests, the before fetch menu we will discuss about the fetch all. It will return all the value, right? All the value, whatever value in that particular cursor after executing this particular SQL statement gets the value result. Using this particular fetch all, we will get all the value, means we read all the value, right? So here you can see this is the not an organized. So we read one by one. So for so here you can see all the row, right? So and after we will discuss about the fetch menu. And the fetch menu will take one parameter as the size, right? Here you can manipulate the size. So if size is 1, it will return only one record size to them, right? So here you can see the size is 3. That's why it will return the 3 record. So what will be the output of this if the size is 30? Can anyone guess?
Entire table.
Yeah, entire table. So it will return entire tables, right?
Sir, then if we are checking for row by row, then how will we get to know that our table got empty? Like this is our last row.
Which one?
So, sir, now if we are using fetch one by one,
Yeah.
and we are at the end of the row. In our table, we are at the end
Fetch
row.
one by one means write this size one.
Yeah, no size, not one. Fetch one.
Fetch one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And we are at the end row of our table.
Yeah. And
So
next time you will, if you use the fetch one, it will return nothing.
You mean none?
No, not none. It's mean nothing, empty.
So then how will we like, will it return a object as nothing, or like what?
So okay, let me
You
try.
mean empty string, right?
Yeah, empty string is Okay, let me explain this the particular one. This is empty string, right?
Okay, it will return an empty string.
No. I said that nothing means, suppose here you can see nothing is there. That's nothing. Means it nothing will return.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
So any doubt, any question regarding the Python database connectivity? Any part? Try everyone whatever's given in that particular slide 7.4. So this is important, right? You can expect one question from the in exam from the database connectivity. So you have to prepare well and understand every concept, right?
So can you please repeat that select the row count in the select? It is continuing that part.
Which one?
While selecting fetch one.
Yeah, fetch one will fetch only one record, right?
Yeah,
and
row
if
count
there
is.
Yeah, row count. Yeah, this row count. This row
Yeah.
count is not just the fetch one. Fetch one. This is the whatever value in the cursor.
Totally. Okay.
Total.
Even if it is
In the-
fetch one also, it will return the
it-
total.
Yeah, total. This particular one. In the cursor dot execute here you can see here
Okay.
how many output in this particular one. This
Okay,
output
okay, got
will return this row count, right?
Sir, can you please run the program again for fetch one and fetch all?
Fetch one. So here you can see the row count is 5, right?
Okay, sir.
But the output is not visible.
Yeah, here you can see numbers of record in the cursor is 5.
Yeah.
And let me show you that the numbers of in this particular value means the result one. So how many value in the result one?
कुछ नहीं आया इसमें 10,000 वेस्ट
Yeah, when I using the length function, this will return all these 3 values. So basically it will return only one record, right? Yeah.
Sir, I didn't get that.
Okay. When I using the length function, it will return all the value. So it will, this count will, we take the count of like this value. All right. So when we use the fetch one, this record means this.
Okay,
line
number of
record.
columns in the record, it will return.
No. This will returns this particular one record. This all value means this one, this particular what I have selected, This is one record, right?
Yeah, as a
Means-
tuple, it will return the 3 values.
Yeah.
And length will return the number of columns.
No, don't confuse with the length function, right? Ignore that part.
Okay.
You understood what is the fetch one and the fetch many and
Yeah,
the
fetch one will return the
only one
first-
record.
Okay. And like, can we go further? If we want the next record, can we go to the next one with that?
Yeah, fetch one. We can use the next fetch one will return.
So
the
inside,
next
if it is in a loop, for loop or something, it will
yeah.
fetch one. Then second fetch one will retrieve 120.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the fetch all will return all the value in that cursor method.
Okay.
And the fetch many, how many size is mentioned in that particular fetch many. So I hope it is clear to everyone. So
Yes, sir, I have a doubt.
yeah.
So while submitting, I'm getting an error, can't find name module in app.py. And my code works fine in the system.
User.
Yes. So did you use the environment variable which was mentioned in the portal?
Yes, sir, exactly the same.
Sir, it would be helpful if you tell how to upload it on the portal by giving an example.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Pradeep, do you have the solution for practice assignment 1, programming part?
Yes, sir. I am. Sir, we have to use the CS 2001 or my personal ID.
Personal ID only.
Okay.
Okay, let me share my screen. Okay. So did you see my code? Hello, my screen is visible.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
So for that, you have to write database name is like this, already given, and the user os.environment.get pg user, then password, then os.environment like this, and the host like this, and the port like this. So let's upload. So you will get a test underscore 100 by 100. You got it? Everyone got it?
Yes, everyone, please show the code once.
Okay. So for that, psychopozy.connect, then database name is like this, sys.argb1, then user is os.environment.get, then pg user, the password like os.environment.get pg password, then host os.environment.get pg host, then port os.environment.get pg port.
You can take the screenshot of that. Is it clear to everyone, right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
If you could give 1 minute, we could try and we can come back and tell you.
Okay.
Okay. Any other doubt? Or we can wind up.
Just you can try that question, practice assignment 1. We have shown the solution. Okay. Just follow the same steps for all the questions, like for practice second question and the grade assignment questions. Okay. And please remember the steps. Okay. You can expect like one question from this Python to database connectivity part here.
But it's not working in the Jupyter notebook, sir. Sorry.
Jupyter notebook is
No,
not
for
working.
that, yeah, means we have used the connection variables right here in this case. So either you have to set the environment variables at your local machine, or just whatever the code we have shown, just save it as a .python file and upload it on portal. Or you can change the connection variable, just enter your database name, password, localhost, and port number.
Have you take the screenshot of that particular code what Shubhendu shown to you?
Yes, sir. After trying that time, actually in Jupyter notebook, I'm not getting the output even.
Yeah. For the Jupyter notebook, you just use that's the hard code. What is available to you? What is the username of your code? Username of the Postgres, hence the password and the local host. And if it is running on the Jupyter notebook, after that you take that whatever mentioned the instructor in the portal, and that particular replace with the username with that os dot, right?
Okay, sir. I will try that. Okay.
Sir, I did the same, but I'm getting that error module in app.py. That is when we used to do that if name is equal main and then app.run. So we have to do something like that or else.
You are talking about the Flask.
Yes,
Flask.
sir. When we write Flask app, we are writing underscore name is equal main. So
Yeah.
I'm getting that error underscore main underscore module in app.py can't find it.
And where you get this particular in the portal?
Yes, sir, in portal.
And any other student face the same problem?
Sir, actually, the thing what you said, it works, sir. It worked for me.
You just hard code the database credential, right?
Yeah, sir. In Jupyter Notebook, I did that, and for submitting, I took the screenshot of search thing. I used that one for submitting. Then I got 100 out of 100.
Okay, great. Yes, Mir.
Any
Yes, sir.
anyone face the same problem what Mir faced, or everyone means submitted that particular code plus? Yeah, Ranjit, you submitted that code.
Yeah, sir. I
right?
submitted now.
And you face any problem or no?
No, sir. Now I got that.
No, not in this code. That
Okay.
the Flask.
I didn't get you, sir.
In the yeah, Flask code means app.py, right, Mir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There was.
I didn't get any error while I was all the password, user, and all that thing. But when I'm converting them into environment variables and submitting, then I'm getting that error.
In the portal, right?
Yes, sir.
Have you tried that in your system?
Yes, sir. Yes. I've tried that in many times and it works fine.
Okay, in your system, you tried using environment variable or directly entering the user path?
Directly, sir. Hard coded.
Yeah. Now, for that, now we have to change. Now, sir showed an example, right?
Yes, sir. I changed and then submitted, but still it shows the error.
Okay, but I got there was no error for me while submitting.
Okay, Mir, can you post the error code on the Discord?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. I will post it.
Like if someone is also facing the same issue, they can help you, right? We'll also try that.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.